Before we can divide fractions, we have to understand what reciprocals are. So a reciprocal is basically just taking a fraction and switching the numerator with the denominator. So if you had the fraction 3/4, the reciprocal of that is 4/3. If you have the fraction 1/9, the reciprocal, oh, don't use an equal sign though, because they're not equal. The reciprocal of 1/9 is 9/1, or we can just simply write it as 9. The reciprocal of 5 would be 1/5. Be careful though if you have a mixed number. If I have the mixed number 3 2/3 and I want to write the reciprocal of it, first I need to turn 3 2/3 into an improper fraction. 3 times 3 is 9, plus 2 is 11/3, and the reciprocal of 11/3 is 3/11. So you have to keep the word reciprocal and how to make reciprocals in the back of your head while we are dividing fractions. If you can divide two fractions, if you can multiply two fractions, then you can divide two fractions because basically it's the exact same thing. If I gave you 3/5 divided by 2/3, there are 4 steps to follow. The first step is to rewrite the first fraction and don't change it. Leave it as 3/5. Second step, you change the division to multiplication. The third step is you write the reciprocal of the second fraction. So my second fraction was 2/3. I'm going to write it as 3/2. Now you just follow the same rules for multiplying like we did earlier in the week. Check to see if you can cross reduce. Can't cross reduce, so we just say 3 times 3 is 9, 5 times 2 is 10. Last thing you need to do is check to see if your answer is in lowest terms and a proper fraction, and in this case 9/10 is a proper fraction and it is in lowest terms, so we are good for this one. Mixed numbers, same thing. If I have 5½ and I want to divide that by 3 2/3, first thing we need to do, change them to improper fractions. 5 times 2 is 10, plus 1 is 11/2. Change the divide to multiply. 3 times 3 is 9. 9 plus 2 is 11/3, but we need to rewrite it as 3/11 because when you change the sign from divide to multiply, you need to write the reciprocal of the second fraction. Now can we cross reduce? 11 goes into 11, make that one, make that one. And then we just say 1 times 3 is 3, 2 times 1 is 2. It's an improper fraction, so we say if we have, we can make one group of 2 if we have 3 with 1 left over. So 5½ divided by 3 2/3 equals 1½. Just to recap, if you're just dividing a fraction by a fraction, you rewrite the first fraction, change the divide to multiply, write the reciprocal of the second fraction, and just multiply numerator by numerator, denominator by denominator. If you have mixed numbers, you have to change the mixed numbers into improper fractions and then follow the same steps. Rewrite the first one, change divide to multiply, and write the reciprocal of the second fraction after you've changed it into an improper fraction. Check to see if you can cross reduce, then multiply numerator by numerator, denominator by denominator, and your answer should always be a proper fraction in lowest terms.